Well, this just in as the new health insurance exchanges scramble to be ready for tomorrow's grand opening. The Obama administration is about to reveal even more new options for consumers and federal employees. Joe Trippi managed Howard Dean's presidential campaign. He is a Fox News contributor. Is Obamacare ready to roll out, Joe?
It's going to roll out on time. I think tomorrow we'll see how it plays out. But it's obviously causing a lot of concern on the Hill right now in terms of shutting down the government and other things that are going to come into play. But I think the Obama going to push forward no matter what happens tonight.
That's really where we are. I mean, Republicans, especially those who came in the classes of 2010 and 2012, were elected in large part because of their opposition to Obamacare. The president calls it his signature achievement. So if you've got, the two sides arguing, battling back and forth over this, you wind up with the threat of a government shutdown, right?
Well, Republicans have voted 41 times now to repeal Obamacare and not been able to get that done because, one, the Democratic majority in the Senate and the president would veto it. As you said, John, it's his signature accomplishment in the first term. So you're going to get to a point now, everybody knows that the shutdown isn't about shutting down the government. It's about one last attempt to stop Obamacare from going through. And that's why I think a lot of polls are showing that the majority of Americans see this as a Republican shutdown. Whether that's fair or not, it's hard for the Republicans not to have their fingerprints on it because they've already tried to repeal it 41 times.
Right. But there are even some Republicans who are saying, just let this thing pass, that it's damaged goods, it's not going to work. And when people see that, the thinking goes, it would be better for Republicans to just come up with a new option, maybe win the White House and repeal it or change it substantially.
Well, no, I think that's absolutely right. If Obamacare is the disaster that the Republicans believe it to be, and if it goes into effect and is a disaster, it seems to me, just as a political operative, that it would give Republicans a huge advantage in the 2014 election, where they might be able to pick up the Senate seats to really start to make a difference on these votes to repeal Obamacare. Otherwise, shutting down the government, even if it is shut down, is not likely to end up with the repeal of Obamacare. The president is not going to go along with ending his signature accomplishment, and that's where the problem, I think, is to take it to the election, not to shut down the government. I think that's where a lot of Americans, even those who oppose Obamacare, it's one of the reasons they oppose a shutdown.
But if there is a shutdown, do voters say a pox on both your houses, or do they blame Republicans?
Well, I think it's going to be both those things. I think it's both a pox on both houses, both the Democrats and the Republicans, but I think the Republicans are going to take more of the blame, again, because it's seen, I don't think this is seen as shutting down the government so much as, attempt number 42 to stop Obamacare. That's what this is really about, and the Republicans are the ones that want to do that. That's why I think people will fault them if the government actually shuts down.
All right, Joe Trippi, a Fox News contributor. Joe, thanks for your thoughts.
Thanks, John.